came to Karnataka and Tamil Nadu once. Prahlada Maharaja, he came here to the bank of Kaveri. We don't know whether it's in Karnataka or in Tamil Nadu, but he came at the bank of Kaveri, sat there, and when he was looking around, just with his personal associates, all of his friends and everybody was going with him, just to check how a saintly person is really there, how a saintly person will be. And he found one man who was lying just like that, wrapped around in dust and dirt, just like Bhagavata story, but it's a different person. In Karnataka or Tamil Nadu, you may not know, but he was wrapped around in dust and dirt, and he had fallen on the bank of the river. Everybody was just seeing him and then checking his words, nor his culture. He was totally bad. His culture, his words, nothing was perfect. But he was extremely exalted. That's why, again, just like Jadabharata, this is another person. He's lying at the banks of the Kaveri, but he's very bare and he's just talking like a madman. But Prahlada identifies that he's very spiritually advanced. Very, very advanced. He is speaking a different language that people don't understand. And finally, when he spoke to Prahlada, he understood that he was telling one very dangerous, very exalted secret. That was, the sage explained that the material existence is illusory and that real happiness can be achieved by retiring from materialistic activities and absorbing oneself in self-realization. This is what that sage is trying to say to Prahlada. यस्य नारायणो देवः भगवान् हृद्गतः सदा भक्त्या केवलयज्ञानां धुनोति ध्वान्तमर्कवत्. Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is full of all opulences, is predominant within the core of your heart because of you being a pure devotee. You always drives away all the darkness of ignorance as the sun drives away the darkness of the universe. The Supreme Personality of God is the master of all living entities and of the material nature. Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme controller. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, but he is the prime cause of all causes. One can understand the Supreme Personality as he is only by devotional service. And one is in full consciousness of the Supreme Lord Krishna by such devotion. He can enter into the kingdom of God, is what is told by him. So, now Narada Muni's story from the beginning will come. Long, long ago, Narada Muni existed as the Gandharva known as Upabarhana. So he was sitting around a place and he was very beautiful. He was putting sandalwood paste. That's why he used to behave very bad. And all women used to sit around him. He used to be a very bad person. So he used to go everywhere around and trouble people. He used to disturb people in penance. He used to take stones and throw at people. He used to do many stupid activities. He was a Gandharva. Now Gandharvas are generally like that only. They are always fond of troubling people. Some or the other way they want to torture people. So that was their desire. So they were running around everywhere and troubling people. At that time, it was a Sankirtana festival. And all the Prajapatis, Daksha, everybody had come there. This Upabarhana was Narada Muni was sitting around with people and then singing ordinary songs. He was singing some ordinary songs and then enjoying around there. That's what. So he was singing ordinary songs like Nataka songs, like movie songs. Now we have movie songs today. Before it was Nataka songs. Nataka songs, very nice songs. So you're singing only that, nothing about the Lord. So the Prajapatis curse him, because you have come to a Sankirtana festival and you're singing ordinary Nataka songs around with many people that you're not supposed to do, you will be cursed to become a Shudra, devoid of all opulence in your next birth. So Narada Muni became a Shudra. He's only explaining his own story, that he was so bad before. Then he became a Shudra. When he was a Shudra, he was eating the remains of the Brahmana's plate. So by eating that, like that, he got certain more and more spiritual things. Suddenly, when he became very spiritual, he went to a forest, started meditating. He got all spiritual things into his body, and then he became very powerful in his spirituality. He could see the Lord, and then in the next birth, after 3 births, he became Narada Muni, finally.
Is that the reason why you said no TV for 7 days for this Saptaha?
Yes.
Because
what TV happens is, TV immediately controls your mind and shows very bad things in the TV. Most of it is very bad, half of it is full of anger, greed and lust and everything. So we must not at all see the TV, because we are trying to concentrate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead at the time when we are seeing or hearing or reading Bhagavatam. That's why we must always not have any TV. Narada Muni was always influenced by these Nataka songs, or in modern language, movie songs and all, in his previous birth. In his previous birth. So in his 3 times before birth. So at that time there was influence like this, and therefore we say whenever we are trying to know anything about the Lord, we are not supposed to get influenced by these material things. So okay. So this is a very nice shloka. Vidharma paradharmascha abhasa upamachalah adharma shakha panchema dharmagnyo dharmavatyajet. There are 5 branches of irreligion, appropriately known as irreligion, dharma. One is irreligion. Do not, straightforward, do not believe it at all religion. Straightforward, don't want religion. Next thing, religious principles for which one is unfit. Like Shudra, trying to, Shudra means one who is very wicked and trying to do something to the Lord, trying to touch the Lord. The wicked person should never touch the Lord. It's not by birth, it's by their wicked nature. Nowadays, Shudras, many Shudras are becoming very great. Brahmanas are deteriorating. Some Brahmanas become very great. Shudras are destroying people. So it's totally mixed people. In the previous times, the Shudras were characterized as a group of wicked people. Even now, we have to characterize them as any person who is a wicked people are called Shudra. So that's what we say to people. Next, Abhasa, pretentious religion. And analogical religion, upadharma, and cheating religion, chaladharma, cheating other people. That is also a form of irreligion. So, now finish this.
बीच करवा के अन्ना एक पाठ हले एक पाठ
should not stop in the middle. You finish all. How many parts of are there of this?
3.
How much time is done there? No.